everybody. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. I'm Leah Lund. I'm the creator of One Whole Health, and we help women optimize their brain power and their body to feel good on purpose, meaning to let go and step out of anxiety or stress or self-doubt or self-sabotage, and to really feel good so you can achieve more and so you can live a life that is exciting to you. And Feel Good Fridays are this time every Friday where I come on and teach a specific strategy for feeling good on purpose. And so today I'm going to teach a practice that truly has the potential to heal all, whether it's how you're feeling, your mood, something more mental, emotional like anxiety, and even I truly believe this has the potential to heal physical ailments, pain, and disease. So I'm going to dive right in, and I would love for you as you come in to just show me some love, some likes, so I can see who's out there watching, and I look forward to your feedback and your comments as well. So in order to really understand the intention of the exercise that I'm going to teach you, it's important to start first by asking yourself, reminding yourself, do you know that your dream matters? Do you know that your well-being, your health, it matters? Your happiness, it matters. It matters not only to your family and to your friends, certainly to you, and it matters to our world, because everything in the world is energy, and that's a vibration. And your vibration can be high and contributing to the overall vibration of our world, of our planet, and of our world, or it can be low and it's pulling it down. So world peace, world happiness, it really does start with you and how you feel and where your vibration is at. And so I wanted to talk today about one of the most damaging things that we do, and we do it to ourselves. This is self-sabotage, is when you have resistant thoughts and you dwell in those resistant thoughts. And so the exercise I'm teaching today is how to release that resistant thought, how to recognize it, and what to do about it. Every resistant thought has an emotion attached, and it's usually the emotion that you'll notice first. You'll notice that you feel frustrated, or you'll notice that you feel angry. And then you can backtrack and figure out, what was I thinking that had me feeling that way? Also, the body tells you oftentimes. So when you feel tension, for me, it's my shoulders are up here. And then I know, oh, I must be in a place of resistance. Or sometimes I'll be holding my breath literally. And then I'll notice it and I'll realize I must be having a negative thought, and there's a belief in there somewhere, and it's resistance, which is a lockdown. It's putting my entire body, every cell of my body, into survival mode instead of flourish mode. And so resistance, when it comes, what's happening, the longer you stay in resistance, you're literally physically storing the negative emotion in your body, in the tissues of your body, versus releasing it and processing it, versus feeling it, releasing it, and processing it. And when you do that, when you store those emotions in your body, stuff them down, and they're locked in to the tissues of your body, it can affect your mood. It can drive you to anxiety, to depression, certainly to physical illness, pain, moodiness. I'm seeing from Carol the tension in the shoulders and stomach. Yeah, absolutely. And even to cravings to try to feel better through food, to emotional eating. All in all, it's self-sabotage. Everything about it is self-sabotage. So dwelling in resistance is actually misusing your body. It's a form of abuse to your body, because it's where you're storing hidden fears and hurt emotions and unresolved business. And it hardens and slows your body in every single way. So what's the solution to that? It's learning to be present in the present moment and be with what is. Allowing and be with the emotion that you feel and with the thought that created it, however long you need to be until you can release it versus store it in the physical tissues of your body. You can melt that resistance only by being with it and allowing it. If you fight against it, you've heard that expression, what you resist persists. It does. You may not consciously realize that it's persisting, but it's in your actual body that it is still persisting. And so releasing this resistance is a complete and total act of self-love, and it's incredibly healing for every part of you. When you have the resistant thought, what happens? Your breath shortens. This affects oxygen flow even to the brain, to your heart, to all of your cells in your body. Biochemically, you'll be filled with adrenaline and cortisol and all of the stress chemicals, and your cells go on survival mode, which means they start storing fat instead of burning fat. So this can have an effect on your weight and on everything in your body. So here's the 3-step system for letting go of these resistant thoughts and feelings so that you can heal anything that is out of alignment or imbalance in your body and in your mind and in your life. So the first step, you'll have heard this one before, but truly the first step is breath. So any kind of deep breathing exercise, even just 4 slow, deep breaths, maybe count to 7 or 8 on your inhale through your nose and count to 7 or 8 on your exhale through your mouth. And this activates your vagus nerve, which literally biochemically helps calm down your body. And you have to calm down the body and calm down the mind before you can work through emotion and the resistant thought. So it starts with breath, step 1. Step 2 is identify the emotion that's being creative. Name it. I feel what? I feel frustrated. I feel angry. I feel hurt. I feel hopeless. I feel ganged up on. I feel, name what that emotion is, and hi Diane, and add after the end of that statement, and it's okay. I feel sad, and it's okay. I feel hurt, and it's okay. I feel angry, and it's okay. So first name it. Because by naming it, you are experiencing the emotion. You're not trying to stuff it down and avoid it and ignore it and bury it away in your body. You're actually acknowledging it's there and what it is, and that it's okay. Then you can take further time by asking, well, where is it in my body? Do I feel it in what chakra? And if you don't know your chakra names, it's okay. Just where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your gut? Do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it in your head? Do you feel it in your neck? Where? Find where it is in your body. Even think about what kind of a color or a texture does that emotion have. 6-second hugs, yeah, great. I'll add on that at the end. But so name the emotion, be with it, and see where it is in your body, and see how it feels. How would you describe it? What color is it? What texture is it? Sit with it. And the way to sit with the emotion and not try to avoid it and ignore it and resist against it and stuff it down is just to stay in it and stir it like a soup. You know, what is it? Okay, where is it? Wow, did it move? Stay with it longer than you think you can. Then take a few more breaths and see, is it still there? Is it still in the same place? Did it move? It may have moved. Just noticing, just simply noticing what the emotion is and where is it. And then the third step is gratitude. Name something that you can feel grateful for right in the moment, even while you're feeling that emotion. So a little sidebar. So to review, first is breathe. Second is name and explore the emotion. And third is gratitude. And a sidebar on gratitude. Gratitude is the divine energy. It is the highest vibration. So that's why you hear about a gratitude practice from everyone, from your spiritual mentors to your health coaches to quantum physics, science experts, to pastors. Everyone speaks of gratitude, and there's a very good reason. It is vibrationally on our energetic level. It's truly the divine energy, and it's the highest of all vibration. And sometimes when you're feeling an emotion and you're experiencing resistance, and you can't go from A to Z. You can't go from frustrated all the way to happy and loving of everyone just with an affirmation. Because your mind doesn't really buy into it. But everybody can shift to gratitude. So gratitude is a great bridge. It's a great bridge from the tension and the tightness you're feeling when something hasn't gone the way you wanted it to, into an open, a receptive place where you're not storing those emotions down in your body. So I'm going to come back to gratitude, but I also wanted to list some types of resistance, because you might be thinking, oh, I don't know, am I resistant? So resistance shows up in many ways. It shows up in indecision and numbing and stuffing emotion and just tolerating things and procrastinating and avoiding, trying to control, looking to future or outcome, self-doubt, hiding something about yourself, feeling guilty about yourself, uncertainty, stress, resentment, feeling like you're just searching and you don't know and you haven't gotten where you're supposed to be yet. All of those things, any of those things are resistant thoughts. So this practice of breathing, then naming the emotion and staying with it, just riding it however long it takes by exploring it in your body, seeing where it is, letting yourself know it's okay, doing the opposite of running away from it, and then gratitude practice. So Jeshua says, and if you don't know Jeshua, that's the Aramaic name for Jesus. And if you're not religious, it's okay. Take this for what it is, which is a really valuable piece of information. But Jeshua says that when you can feel gratitude for all things that have been and all things that will ever be, then there's nothing left to be healed. Not in your soul, not in your body, not in your mind. So the reason that emotions come throughout situations and circumstances in our life is that there is a thought, and behind the thought, there's a belief. So there's a thought about what a circumstance in life, what an event means. And the most resentful energy comes from when your mind is making it mean something about you, when you're taking it personally. So explore, as you're exploring the emotion, think about, what was I thinking that caused that emotion, and then what do I believe that caused that thought? And if this three-step process, and I'm going to give you an example before I go, if this three-step process of breath, being with the emotion, and gratitude doesn't help you, then either you haven't sat in the emotion long enough to release the resentment, or you're taking the event that occurred personally. You're making it mean something, and you need to dig further into the thought and then the belief. And ask yourself, are you basing how you feel and what you believe about what's happening in your life on either something that happened in the past that isn't happening anymore, or on your guess, which is all it would be, about what it means for the future? So it's helpful to remind yourself you don't know the future. Nobody does. And when you can develop that gratitude for anything that will even happen in the future and not take it personally, that's the divine vibration. So I want to give you an example to bring this to real life for you. And this is some coaching I was doing just yesterday with a client of mine. So my client had finally found her voice to express some things to her husband. She let him know that she doesn't appreciate the tone of voice that he uses. He raises his voice at her and says some things that she feels are disrespectful, and he doesn't listen to her. And when she went to express this, his response was that he actually got mad at her. Not what she was expecting. She had hopes of how the outcome would turn out, and it was probably something like him apologizing or him changing his tone of voice, and instead he did the exact opposite. He got mad. So I was teaching her this same three-step process. First, breathe. then sit with the emotion. Don't try to distract yourself away from the emotion. If you're feeling sad about that, which is what she told me, feel sad about that. Don't clean the house in a fury. Don't eat something. Don't get so busy with work to avoid feeling sad. Explore the sad feeling. And then when you've explored that enough to be able to release it, then move to gratitude. And so for this example, for this client, I asked her to think about what is she making that situation mean? Because she tried the 3 steps, it was hard. It was hard to release the resentment, which is resistance, right? It's one of those things, one of those ways that resistance shows up. So I asked her to think about what is she making that mean? The fact that he got mad at her for her voicing her opinion. What is she making that mean? And we explored, and some possibilities, and this is not specific to her, but some possibilities that I threw out there were, do you think that it means he doesn't love you? Are you thinking that it means you're not getting what you're entitled to in life? Are you thinking that life is against you? What does this situation that occurred mean to your mind? Now, being with an emotion and allowing what is. I want to be really clear that that does not mean condoning, certainly not condoning abuse or anything like that. Not that that's what this situation was that was going on. But it's taking responsibility and the power of choice for how you respond to a situation. And the power of choice of what you make it mean, or if you make it not mean anything. So in this case, to me, all that means is that that husband is still stuck in his head and not hearing and not processing, and probably has a whole bunch of emotions going off in him as well. And he is resistant. But it absolutely doesn't mean anything about this woman. It actually has nothing to do with her. And she can release her resistance by being with what is. Okay, he's resistant right now. Now, my responsibility, which is the ability to respond, is that I am going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to wait for anybody else to do it. That's actually the definition of entitlement. Entitlement is really thinking that somebody else is going to come along and fix everything, or that everybody else should automatically do what we want them to do, and we shouldn't feel these emotions. And when you realize that that's not the case, and you have total power of choice of what you create, it helps to release and free this feeling of resistance. So entitlement is really thinking that you're entitled for somebody else to give you everything you want, versus the freeing perspective is that you're a powerful creator and you can create anything you want. And somebody else in your life can still be in resistance. That's their choice. And it has nothing to do with you. And you do that through the process of when something comes up, if it triggers that emotion in you, don't stuff it down and store it in the body. Breathe. Allow. Be with what is. Be with the situation and the emotion as long as it takes until that emotion leaves you. And then shift to gratitude and find something that you can be grateful for in your life. And there's probably many, many, many things. So this is a healing practice of not misusing the body to store negative emotion and resistant thoughts. This is the kind of work that we do in our women's coaching community here at One Whole Health. And speaking of that, our doors are opening next week for our women's coaching group. And it's a limited number of women that I will work with this year. And so if this resonated for you and you're feeling like, yeah, this happens every day and I'm stuffing more and more emotion down and I'm already feeling physical effects of it maybe, or I'm concerned that I will, I can help you with that. And if you are wanting some support around that and wanting to learn more about our coaching community, you can go, I'll put this link up, but you can go to onewholehealth.com/help-me-leah. And I'll reply and we'll jump on the phone if it seems like this is going to be a good fit for you. Practice the exercise, post your results and your experience with it. Be gentle with yourself that you're learning something new. and let go of resistance. It does not serve you, and it's a misuse of your beautiful body and your beautiful mind. And releasing it is incredible self-love. Have a great Friday, everybody.